So, my dear sons and daughters, I am so much obliged to you that you have become so enthusiastic for offering Vyas Puja. Now try to understand, several times you have explained why this function is called Vyas Puja. I have already explained in the morning. This offering, worshipping, one may think that this man is teaching his disciple man worshipping, anthropomorphism. But it is not man worshipping. One should not misunderstand. Vyasdev is the original spiritual master. Original spiritual master is Krishna. From Krishna, Brahma was initiated, Lord Brahma. Tene Brahma Rida Adikavaye Mayantija Suraya. It is stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam that when Brahma was created, it was all darkness within the universe. He could not understand what is the purpose of his becoming there. Then he engaged himself in tapasya, and he was initiated from within. Krishna is within everyone. Ishvara sarvabhutanam riddesha arjuna tisthati. So he is called Chaitya Guru, means Guru within the heart. And when Krishna understands, because Krishna knows everything, whatever we are willing, whatever we are doing, He is the Paramatma, is sitting within our hearts as witness. Anumanta upadrashta. Upadrashta means simply observing what we are doing and what we are desiring. So, as we desire, Krishna is very kind. He gives us facility. We have many times explained. Therefore, we have got varieties of body to enjoy this material world. So, when Krishna sees, don't it? When Krishna sees that a living entity is very anxious to understand him or to revive his Krishna consciousness, then Krishna gives him all opportunity, especially by manifesting himself as the spiritual master. Antarbhahi. The spiritual master is therefore Krishna's manifestation, Krishna's mercy manifestation to help a person to develop his Krishna consciousness. From within, he is helping. Therefore he is called Chaitya Guru. And from without, he sends his representative to help how to become advanced in Krishna consciousness. Therefore, to advance in Krishna consciousness, we require two kinds of help. One from Krishna and another from the spiritual master. It is stated in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. You'll be glad now that Chaitanya Charitamrita is now published. Yes. This is the our Panditji Pradyumna, he has presented. Actually, he has worked for it. Although I have translated, but I am very much indebted to him that he very carefully edits and makes the thing very perfect. So, now we have got translation of Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and Sanskrit portion, because mostly there is Sanskrit portion. So my beloved disciple, Pradyumna, I call him Pandit Mahasaya, because he is actually doing the Pandit's work. So he edits and he works very hard. And not only that, his wife is also helps in this connection. So actually that is wanted. Kiba vipra kiba sudra nasikane no. Jai Krishna tattvavitta sai guru. I am sometimes criticized by my god brothers that I have become a marriage maker, because a sannyasi does not take part in a marriage ceremony, but I get my disciples married. This is also unique in the history. So they criticize me that I have become a marriage maker. But they do not know why I take this risk. I have got many disciples, they are married couples, but all of them, husband and wife, they are helping this movement. Here is Bhagavan Das, he is also married man, children. So actually married couples should be Paramhamsas. Paramhamsa means the topmost stage of sannyasa. Paramhansa. A sannyasi has got 4 stages. Kuticha, Bahudak, Paribrajaka and Paramhansa. A sannyasi, in the beginning, he is supposed to make a small cottage just on the border of the village, does not go home, but his necessities are supplied by his home, but he does not go home. This is called Kuticha. Then, gradually, when he is practiced, he begs from home to home. He does not anymore depend on his own home. That is called Bahudak. Bahudak means collecting his necessity from many places. And then, as he becomes practiced, he becomes Paribrajaka. He goes from place to place, village to village, preaching the message of Krishna. As our Sriman Devotee Maharaj is doing. He has now very nice bus. All others also doing. The Grihasthas are also doing. Because our only business is Krishna. It doesn't matter whether a Grihastha or Manaprastha or Sannyasi, it doesn't matter. So when he preaches all over the world, and that is called Paribrajaka. And when he is experienced, he executes the word by his assistant, that is called Paramhansa. So Grihasthas are supposed to be Paramhansa. Just like Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he was Grihastha, magistrate, government servant. But he has worked so much for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in writing books, not only writing books, but also begetting a child like Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, my spiritual master. So, that is Grihastha. They should produce children like Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj. Because we want big stalwart men to preach this Krishna consciousness movement. So everyone has got duty in Krishna consciousness, and this duty is taught by Krishna and the spiritual master. Guru Krishna kripa pai bhakti lata bhi. Ei rupe brahmanda bhramite kono bhagyavan ji. That anyone who is coming to Krishna consciousness is not ordinary living being. Anyone who is connected with our movement is not ordinary living being. Actually, he is liberated soul. And I am very much hopeful that my disciples who are now participating in today, even if I die, my movements will not stop. I am very much hopeful. Yes. All these nice boys and girls who have taken so seriously, Bhaktivinoda Thakur wanted that European and American people may understand the philosophy of Chaitanya cult and take part in it. That was his desire. My Guru Maharaj, His Divine Grace, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada, he also attempted to send his disciples to preach Chaitanya cult in the Western world. One of them, he advised me also. First meeting, perhaps you know, he asked me to preach. So, at that time, I was a young man, only 25 years old, and I was also householder. So I should have joined and executed his desire immediately, but due to my ill luck, I could not immediately execute his order. But it was in my heart that it is to be done. So better late than never, I executed his order at the age of 70 years, not at the age of 25 years. So actually I wasted so much time. I can understand that. From the message was there when I was 25 years old, but I began at the age of 70 years. But I did not forget the message. Otherwise, how could I do? That is a fact. I was simply finding out the opportunity, how to do it. So anyway, although I began very late, at the age of 70 years, so by the help of my disciples, this movement is gaining ground and is spreading all over the world. So, therefore I have to thank you. It is all due to you. It is not my credit, but it is your credit that you are helping me in executing the order of my Guru Maharaj. So, this movement, Krishna consciousness movement, that you already know that it is the most essential, most important movement to the human society. Last night, the ambassador of India, His Excellency Rasagotra, he was present here. He also appreciated that this movement is very important movement, and he was very pleased that I have done so much. So this movement will go on. Nobody can stop. So this Vyas Puja ceremony means to offer our thanks to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because He is the original Guru. As we receive this message through parampara system, from Krishna to Brahma, Brahma to Narad, Narad to Vyasdev, Vyasdev to Madhacharya, in this way, Madhavendra Puri, then Ishwar Puri, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then 6 Goswamis, then others, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Jagannath Das Babaji, Gaur Krishna Das Babaji Maharaj, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, then we have taken, so this, as we have come to this Krishna consciousness understanding through this long parampara, similarly, in the Vyas Puja ceremony, whatever respect, honor and presentation you give, that goes to Krishna through that parampara system, from down. As it is received through the parampara system. So, similarly, your offerings also goes through this parampara system to the Supreme. The connection. Our system is Gopi Bhattu Pada Kamalayo Dasa Dasanu Dasa. It is sometimes called bureaucracy. If you apply something, at least in India, to the president, you will have to submit to the local collector. The collector will submit to somebody else, then secretary will go, then to the president. So our system is that. So it is not that I am training my disciples to worship me, man worship, and getting some honor from them for nothing. No, it is not that. Whatever honor, whatever respect, whatever presentation you are giving to your spiritual master, it will go to Krishna by parampara system. This is Vyas Puja. Therefore it is called Vyas Puja. Vyas Puja means Vyasdev is the original Guru. After Brahma, Narad, then Vyas. And Vyas is original Guru because from his literature we understand spiritual knowledge. All these literatures, whatever we have produced, they are actually originally from Vyasdev. The four Vedas, Brahma Sutra, Upanishad, Puranas, they are called Vedic literature. And whatever is written with the conclusion of this Vedic literature, that is also Vedic literature. Just like our books, all our books, they are not mental speculation. Whatever I have learned from my Guru Maharaj, I am presenting. That's all. It is not mental speculation. This philosophy, that philosophy. We kick out all these things. Unless we get the knowledge from the authorized source, we don't accept. Because how we can accept? A so-called philosopher, scientist, according to, why according? Everyone can understand that however great philosopher, scientist one may be, he is imperfect. He is imperfect. Every man, I have several times recited this example that in our country Gandhi was very big politician, you know Mahatma Gandhi. He committed so many mistakes. At last he committed such a great mistake that he was killed. That's a long history. So even a great person like Mahatma Gandhi, he commits mistake. Therefore, the Shastra says any conditioned soul, he must commit mistake. However great he may be, in the estimation of fools and rascals. Saboi bid baraha straw. He must commit mistake, he must be illusion, his propensity is to cheat, and at the end all the senses are imperfect. We have several times described. So much imperfectness, how we can give perfect knowledge? Therefore, a so-called philosopher, scientist knowledge is always imperfect. The perfect knowledge can be received through this parampara system. From Krishna, Krishna to Brahma, Brahma to Narad, Narad to Vyas, Vyas to Madhacharya. In this way, from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, 6 Goswamis, then our Guru Maharaj, in this way. And our business is just to present whatever we have heard. This is very important point. And because we do not speculate mentally, just like so many Swamis come from India, they make their own presentation by speculation. So whatever little success I have got, it is due to this process that I do not present anything which is created by me. That is the secret of success. All these rascals, I say, declaring this, all these rascals come, they manufacture. A spiritual thing cannot be manufactured, as God cannot be manufactured. God is always God, and the words of God is also God. If we present as it is, then it will be effective. That is said in the Shastra. Satang prasangat mama bija samvida bhavanti ritkanna rasayana katha tajjosanat asu apavarka vatmani sadhya bhakti rati ranukramishati. Everything is there. Satang prasangat, from a bona fide spiritual master, you receive knowledge because he will present as he has received from his spiritual master. He will not adulterate or manufacture something. That is the bona fide spiritual master. And that is very easy. To become spiritual master is not very difficult thing. You will have to become spiritual master. You, all my disciples, everyone should become spiritual master. It is not difficult. It is difficult when you manufacture something. But if you simply present whatever you have heard from your spiritual master, it is very easy. If you want to become over-intelligent, to present something, to interpret something, whatever you have heard from a spiritual master, you can make some further addition, alteration, then you will spoil whole thing. Then you will spoil something. Don't make addition and alteration. Simply present as it is. Therefore we have begun in Bhagavad Gita as it is. Don't try to become over spiritual master. Then you will spoil. Remain always a servant of your spiritual master and present the thing as you have heard. You will be spiritual master. This is secret. You should know it. Don't try to become over-intelligent. That will spoil. Evam parampara praptam imam rajasayo vidu. This is the... So, you can start. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Amar ajñai guru haiya taro ei desh jare dakho tare kaho Krishna upadesh. That's it. It is very nice. You'll find in Chaitanya Charitamrita, now it is published. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, he is the Supreme Lord, Krishna. He says, Amar ajñai, whatever I say, Amar ajñai, by my order, you become a spiritual master. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, one may be very illiterate, no education, no scholarship, may not be born in Brahman family, or may not be a sannyasi. There are so many qualifications, but one may not have all these qualifications. He may be rascal number one, but still he can become spiritual master. How? Amar ajñai. As Krishna says, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, if you follow, then you become spiritual. One may be rascal number one from material estimation, but if he simply strictly follows whatever is said by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or his representative spiritual master, then he becomes a guru. So it is not very difficult. One may not think that I am not qualified to become Guru. No, you are qualified. If you follow strictly the parampara system, then you are qualified. That's all. Amar Aggai Guru hai. And what is the difficulty? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, don't feel any difficulty. Because as spiritual master, what you have to do? Jare dakho tare kaho Krishna upadesh. Whomever you meet, you simply speak to him the instructions which Krishna gives. What Krishna instruction gives? That is also very easy. What is that? Krishna says, Manmana bhava mad bhakta mad jaji mang namaskuru. Krishna says, just become my devotee, always think of me, offer me obeisances, and worship me. So here is Krishna. If you simply think here is Krishna Radha, Krishna deity, he may be full number, rascal number one. That doesn't matter. But you are getting impression of this Radha Krishna. Think of it. Oh, how nicely Krishna is decorated. This much. No erudite scholarship. Simply Krishna says, Manmana bhava mad bhakta. Here is deity, worship him nicely as it is. A regulated principle. Even if you are not worshipping, simply think of Krishna. Here is Radha Krishna. Impression. So what is the difficulty? As soon as you see Radha Krishna, you get some impression. Think of that impression. What is the difficulty? Manmana bhava mad bhakta. Worship me. If you have got opportunity, worship. If you are initiated, you worship here, or you install deity at home, as our Khirodok Sahib Prabhu is doing. Everyone can do it. What is the difficulty? Now ask him how he is happy. The whole family is happy. Not only he, but his wife, his children, everyone is happy. Practical. Manmana bhava mad bhakta, mad jaji, mang namaskuru. And if you cannot do anything, simply come and offer your obeisances. My dear Lord Krishna, I am so poor, so unfortunate, I cannot do all these things, but I offer my humble obeisances unto your lotus. That much also. If you do this, you become spiritual master. So, simply by accepting this principle, and even if you are not learned, illiterate, you are hearing so much from Bhagavad Gita, you simply repeat that. Simply repeat that. There is no question of becoming very learned scholar. God has given you this ear. Even if you are blind, you cannot read, you can hear. So Krishna Upadesh, what is Krishna? This is Krishna Upadesh. And at last Krishna says, Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam saranam. So if you simply preach this cult, my dear friend, my dear brother, you surrender to Krishna, you become spiritual. You become spiritual master. You go door to door. No other talks. Simply say, my dear friend, you are very nice, you are very learned. That was adopted by Prabhupada Saraswati. Dante nidhaya tinakam padayo nipatya kakusatang kritva cha aham brvimi. He sadhava sagalameva vihaya dura chaitanya chanda charane kurutanuraga. The meaning is, the preaching, very easy. uh, Danti nidhayatanakam. According to Indian system, if you put a grass on your mouth, it is the sign of that you have become very humble. If you approach a person with a grass in your mouth, he will immediately know that you are coming there with very, very great humbleness. Therefore, Dante Nidhaya, this was the system. Dante Nidhaya Tunakam, and touching his feet. Immediately touch his feet. Immediately, even if he is enemy, he will be your friend. Even if he is your enemy. It is so nice process. Take a grass on your mouth and immediately fall on his feet, padaya nipatta, and with folded hands, much flattering. Dante nidhayatanakam padayo nipatta kakusatam krityacha. All flattering words. Aham bravi. So immediately he will agree, yes, what you say I will hear. I will hear. Immediately convert, to hear you at least. Just see how perfect process is. Then what is your purpose, sir? Why you are becoming so humble, me? And now say, yes, sir, I will say. What is that? Hey sadhava, you are a great sadhu. Although he is maybe rascal number one, still you call him. Hey sadhava. Yes, I am sadhu. Yes. What is your proposal? Now kindly forget all nonsense whatever you learned. That's all. I am flattering you because I want that you forget everything, all these yogis and these and that and meditation. Please kick out all these things. Then what I have to do? Chaitanya chanda charane kurutanuragam. Just adhere yourself to the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya. Then he becomes Sufi. That's all. So I hope that all of you, men, women, boys and girls, become spiritual master and follow this principle. Spiritual master simply, sincerely follow the principles and speak to the general public. Then Krishna immediately becomes your favorite. Krishna does not become your favorite, you become Krishna's favorite. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Nacha tasmat manusyeshu kaschit me priyakritam. One who is doing this humble service of preaching word, Krishna consciousness, nobody is dearer than him to me. So if you want to become recognized by Krishna very quickly, you take up this process of becoming spiritual master, present the Bhagavad Gita as it is, your life is perfect. Thank you very much.
thing which clearly connects the chord with Srila Prabhupada is like across this con, Srila Prabhupada is the best preacher when it comes to straightway sending the message. Straightway comes to heart, nothing very overcomplicated about it. And one solace which I could find in his preaching today is that we have all the anarthas in our heart. Sometimes we fake, sometimes we struggle. What Srila Prabhupada is saying that we have to look to remove anarthas in the association of devotees. अगर उसके बाद भी नहीं हो पाता है, somehow we are struggling, we want to become a preacher, but we are struggling, and we cannot then just come to Krishna and just say that, Krishna, I have this problem. Please solve for me. I cannot do myself. So that is beautiful, and I think all of us, some of us can connect to that, struggling with anarthas and still trying to preach. Jai Srila Prabhupada. One or two Mataji's.
Hare Krishna. So, like towards the end, when Srila Prabhupada was mentioning about this wonderful verse of Prabodhananda Saraswati, Chaitanya Chandra Charani, so he was telling in that context that actually, which we were also doing service yesterday, that Hey Sadhava, whenever we meet people, we can glorify. You are such a wonderful sadhu. But what you have to do? Give up all your rascaldom and participate in our Gita course. Hare Krishna. So we were doing that actually literally yesterday. We were approaching people and saying, yes, you are such a nice person. Please do register for our Gita course. Thank you.
Any other devotees would like to share?
Hare Krishna. So Srila Prabhupada here was mentioning very nice point, like about Yare Deke Tara Kaho, Krishna Upadesh. Like whomever you meet, you just tell about Krishna. So in this context, Prabhupada is especially mentioning what to tell. This is also very nice point. Man mana bhava mad bhakta majjaji mam namastu. Like become my devotee, like become Krishna's devotee, offer obeisances to him and worship him. And being completely absorbed in him, surely you'll go to him. Like these are the points like Prabhupada mentioned today. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So one aspect of the lecture which was focusing on was who is a guru. So when we generally say who is a guru, we imagine that someone will mention that he's a very big person, he'll give shelter, he'll be very merciful to disciple and all of that stuff. But Prabhupada mentioned that guru is the one who is a good student. So he didn't mention anything else. He says a person who follows his guru is actually a guru. So actually he was telling a person who is a good student is actually a guru. So that was very striking, the way he was capturing the main essence, who is a guru, who is following the parampara, who is following the instruction of his spiritual master, is actually a spiritual master. That was quite a good point that I noticed. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, Srila Prabhupada was mentioning this point that it's an instruction to all the devotees that in the Krishna consciousness movement to become spiritual masters. Amara Agya Hoya. But Srila Prabhupada was mentioning that the only thing one has to do is one has to simply repeat the message of Shri Guru, the Guru Parampara, as it is, without any without adding anything by himself or herself. So that is the only qualification one has to have. Srila Prabhupada also mentioning that the secret of my success is that the qualification I had is I simply repeated the message of my Guru as it is. I didn't manufacture anything. So he was mentioning that there are different gurus who are manufacturing, and spiritual knowledge cannot be manufactured. God cannot be manufactured, and the words of God also cannot be manufactured. So that's a very, very important point, the conclusion of this lecture. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we may request one or two more realizations, and after that we will be starting the offerings to Srila Prabhupada, glorification of Srila Prabhupada. So Sachidanand Vigraha Prabhu will collect the names. If you're interested to offer, or everybody must be interested, actually today we will not have much time for offerings of this one. So still we will go for at least half an hour or 45 minutes. We will go. So we may be able to cover close to 7 to 10 devotees. So rest of them we will continue in the next Sunday feast programs and other programs. We will plan up that schedule. So now Sachidanand Vigraha Prabhu, he'll collect the names of devotees who will offer, and we will have a little exhaustive list. But then, how many devotees get opportunity now? It is a little difficult. Also, we have sent out a message saying that if you can send your offerings to Amal Puran Prabhu, and he will actually post it in our website as well. So it is a very, very important aspect of offering glorifications and offering our respects to Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya, who is the prime person, because of whom we are able to execute this devotional service. So it is a very, very important service. Amongst all the services that we are doing, this is the prime. This is very, very important service. It cannot be neglected. As good as how we cannot neglect our 16 rounds. So in the same way, writing an offering to Srila Prabhupada, cannot be neglected. So before we start the offerings session, so I would like to invite one or two more devotees to offer your realizations. Anybody would like to offer? Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
What is this? I like the Srila Prabhupada books very much. A common man also can understand the spirituality. So till now, no Acharya explained in detail. Anybody who reads the books of Prabhupada, they will definitely fall in love with Krishna. And I want to share about Srila Prabhupada. I didn't hear the class.
Prabhupada, I would like to share. So actually, Prabhupada said in the Puja lecture that his spiritual master gave him the instruction to preach at the age of 20 years, but he could not execute his desire immediately. But he executed the same at the age of 70 years, means almost 50 years he carried out the desire in his heart. So from this, I could understand that even though we are not able to execute immediately, we have to keep that desire continuously and persevere for it. And also, Prabhupada said that all the credit goes to my disciples because you all executed the will of my spiritual master. So Prabhupada was very humble and he did not take any credit also for that.
Lecture Prabhupada was mentioning that anybody can become Krishna's favorite if they can preach the message of or the this concept of Krishna consciousness to everybody. So as Prabhupada was mentioning that the preacher should always be humble, and the person who is preaching should preach the message of Krishna consciousness very humbly and nicely, and as it is, which is given by the gurus in the Guru parampara. So these points I liked, like these are the very important points, and I liked it very much, and I would like to follow that. And I would also like to preach the this message of Krishna consciousness, as Lord Chaitanya says that like whenever you find somebody, you preach the message of Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Get started on that. They should come here. So we request our Hare Krishna. So we will request Arun to speak.
नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे. Hare Krishna. So small offering from my side today on the appearance day of Srila Prabhupada. So one thing which I would like to highlight today from Prabhupada's behavior, from Prabhupada's example, is the attitude of service which Prabhupada had. Even towards his disciples, he was so kind. He used to take care of his disciples so well. So teaching us from his example as to how we devotees should be taking care of each of the other devotees who are there amongst us with the kind of respect, with the kind of service attitude, without indulging in any sort of behaviors which basically makes them feel slightly, even slightly dejected. So that kind of behavior is what he has taught from his example, and how he was actually really serving them, and the kind of thought he was having about his disciples, that these disciples are there to help him and sent by his Guru Maharaj. So that is the way he used to think. So all the devotees who are there with us, basically we learn that they have been sent by Krishna, by the grace of Guru Maharaj to us, so that we progress in bhakti, and whatever comes to us, we need to learn how it enhances our bhakti. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Request all Prabhuji to move aside. Martin is right there. Let's not we'll give us some space between also. Thank you very much. And Mata is going to come forward. Just leave this mat. We'll be offering Boga there. To that mat. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances to all devotees. So I'd like to tell some of the important points that I felt to share with all of you regarding Srila Prabhupada. So Srila Prabhupada, you have built a house where the whole world can live. We can see so many people having so many different kinds of problems in our daily day affairs, coming to Srila Prabhupada and taking his shelter wholeheartedly. So this year, I have a very nice experience for me, like to read Srila Prabhupada books little consistently, and distributing Srila Prabhupada books is one of the main way. Like I could say that my faith in the process has been increasing little by little. And and a very nice experience that I had is by reading Lilamrit first volume, where I could see how Srila Prabhupada has literally struggled a lot just to give us Krishna consciousness, just to just to spread this message all over the world. How Srila Prabhupada has struggled to begin his struggle in India, especially. And by daily hearing from you every day, the strong dosage of Krishna consciousness, which you give every day early in the morning, will help us to meditate it on daily, like throughout the day, help us to take your message little seriously as much as possible. And also regarding book distribution, I would like to tell, because this little service we could render this time in many places like Martali Bridge and Shiva Temple and so many boys' PGs that we have visited. People were really hankering for something higher. People are not satisfied. They really want something which they can connect with and they can go ahead in their life. But this is a real substance they are hankering for. So many people were drinking. So many people were, were smoking, and people are very distressed in their life. But just by reading one page and one line of Srila Prabhupada's book, their entire existence can be transformed. Because Srila Prabhupada says in many, many times that even if a person reads a single page or a single line, his material existence is getting burned. So this was a very nice thing. Like we would feel very happy while trying to do this. And, and a small pastime I'd like to tell in this regard. I remember hearing from one Prabhu. So one time in Vrindavan, there used to be Malati Mataji, who is a very dear disciple of Srila Prabhupada, who used to serve Srila Prabhupada so nicely. So Malati Mataji was having a Western body. So it was very difficult for her to serve in the Western body in Sri Vrindavan Dham, as the climate is very, very hot there. So she got a service to serve Srila Prabhupada, to cook for him, to cook and serve him prasad. So she used to cook continuously for him, and she used to prepare so many preparations for him. And she used to come to Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Prabhupada somehow picks up some point and tells, no, this is not good. This should have been little good. And repeatedly she goes to him many days and she serves him, but Prabhupada picks out some point. And Malati Mataji, being a very exalted Vaishnavi, she feels very bad. Why she feels bad? Because I'm not able to serve my spiritual master. This is what the feeling she has. My spiritual master is struggling because I'm not able to serve. Because she herself was struggling a lot, bargaining with the vendors, bargaining with the market vendors who are there, and then getting something and crossing the particular place and getting all the vegetables and meeting with the devotees and getting the things. She herself was facing a lot of struggle, but somehow she used to get the things and do the things. So, but she felt like that, and she felt, okay, tomorrow will be the last day. I'll serve Srila Prabhupada tomorrow, and after that, I'll not going to serve. I'll make someone else to serve so that they will be able to serve nicely and Prabhupada may be pleased. So next day comes and Malati Mataji prepares the plate, and so many sannyasis will be there around, and she offers something to Srila Prabhupada, and it started taking that. And when Prabhupada is there, and Malati Mataji was there, when Prabhupada tells one thing, like in front of all the sannyasis, see, she can slit her throat for me, and I can do the same for her. But look, she can. These words really inspired Malati Mataji a lot. Like she can slit her throat for me. She can cut her throat for me, and I can do the same for her. Like how Srila Prabhupada loved his disciples, loved all of us. So even though he's chastising, even though he's presenting many things, it may be apparently not it's quite seemable, but if you see, his love for all his disciples is exemplary. So I would like to pray. I would like to pray to Srila Prabhupada, and so I could maintain my vows of Krishna consciousness so nicely. And I seek the blessings of all Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis here so that I can become an humble instrument in the hands of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityananda Prabhu to spread the message of Lord Chaitanya all around. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Prabhu, for relating the Maharaj. So we have next Ram Kumar Prabhu, and after Ram Kumar Prabhu we have Prasanna Mataji. So please be ready.
Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to the assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. My name is Ram Kumar. I'm associate with the Panatur branch. This is a great day for me. I started my journey in 2019 with the Janmashtami. It's almost 4 years now. I'm a very, very lazy person. I'm a very, very slow learning person. As Kartikeya Prabhu always used to say, Krishna conscious movement is the pushing movement. So I consistently used to get the pushing from our BV leaders, Sriram Prabhu, Devotee Maharaji, then Balaji Prabhu and Indumukhi Mataji. They all has pushed me, a lot, and they used to give a lot of examples. When a small child is there, when she is not able to crawl, parents will help. But the same child is crawling for a long time. They will take you to the doctor. So they used to say, you are crawling very, very slowly. I understand. But only thing is, I didn't leave the movement and I continued my journey. With the great pushing, we took the 12 rounds of Siksha. Now we are going for the 16 rounds. We are in the process. So as a process of that, our BV leader asked me to go through the Prabhupada book. That's really, I don't know how to say my gratitude to my BV leader. It's a wonderful book. I'm going through that. The author who has written the book, he made us to walk along with the Prabhupada. So probably whoever wants to know about the Prabhupada, that's a really wonderful book. As I started the book, initially, a few sessions I found it's kind of repetitive because Kartikeya Prabhu used to tell us all these things during our COVID time. Then I moved to the other chapters. I realized that the works of Srila Prabhupada, generally we know Prabhupada in one angle, but when we go through the book, then I have seen him a big taskmaster. No, the way he asked the devotees to publish his publications, Bhagavatam volumes in 2 months' time. Even when I heard that first time, I felt it's a very, very difficult task. But the thing is, blessings of the Guru, everything is possible. That's what I understood that. And I want to continue my journey, even though I'm slow. Please bless me and my wife. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Thank you, Ram Kumar Prabhu. Yes, thank you for nice offering. So next we have Prasanna Mataji. After Prasanna Mataji, we have Vyasa Gopal Krishna who will be giving offering. So we request all the devotees to kindly make your offerings in a as per. I cannot less than a minute. That will be very nice.
Take this also.
Like this. Namavum Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namini Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. I joined ISKCON 1 year before, but I inspired by Srila Prabhupada very much because of how the impossible things happened, how it is possible like that. I'm very surprised Means at the age of 68, he went to Western countries. There he changed hippies. And how it is very quite impossible. We can't change one person. How he changed so many persons. For anybody who read his books, definitely they will understand, because a common man also can understand what is the spirituality. Otherwise, it is very difficult to understand deep meanings of spirituality. The first I read the book, The Life Beyond Birth and Death. So very with simple statements, we understand the philosophy of Krishna consciousness. Means you have to, means he showed one standard procedure to reach the Godhead. Means 16 rounds of chanting and reading books. So always you have to hear Harikatha. With the simple steps, we can reach Lord Godhead. That's I liked very much. A common man also can reach Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prasanna Mataji. Yes, Srila Prabhupada books philosophy is present in such a simple manner, even a layman really understand the essence. And today's lecture also reflects that. So now I request you to study Gopal Prabhu. After today Gopal Prabhu, we have Kalyan Prabhu. You put the mic stand.
Hare Krishna. Om Jnanatimidandasya Jnananjana Chakshurvamritam Yena Tasmai Sri Prabhe Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna. Hare Krishna. So this day is always a very, very special to all of us, where we come together to give a report, to self-assess ourselves, what we have done, and also to recommit ourselves on what we are going to do. Because whatever we are, it's because of only because of Prabhupada's mercy. And whatever we'll be doing also, it's only because of Prabhupada's strength and guidance. And we are hearing even today's class, Prabhupada was talking about that, like just within 1 minute, we can really perfect our life. And Prabhupada was talking about that, how we are living earlier, before coming to Krishna consciousness, we are living a life of cats and dogs. Prabhupada talks about so often this one. Don't live a life of cats and dogs. Just hearing that statement itself, make one's life perfect. As Prabhupada says always, just by reading Krishna book, your life will be perfect by just reading one chapter or one page or one line or one word. That is so much of potency in Srila Prabhupada's purport, in Srila Prabhupada's lectures, and Srila Prabhupada's dealings with the devotees. And we are so fortunate to come so close, and especially Srila Prabhupada's disciples who are recently gave so much to all of us with their behavior. So once you talk about Srila Prabhupada, this is also an occasion for us. This Prabhupada was telling today also in our Vyasa Puja, that this is the day we offer our gratitude to the Supreme Lord Krishna, the Guru Parampara, and also for in our case, it's Srila Prabhupada's disciples as well, and Srila Prabhupada's grand disciples as well, Srila Prabhupada's movement also, right? So once you talk about Krishna, we talk about all about Krishna's paraphernalia. And we hear that, we please Krishna by pleasing his devotees. We please Prabhupada by pleasing his community, by pleasing all the devotees. So yes, this is our mood, that how we are living a life of cats and dogs, and now he's really elevating us to the highest level. And Prabhupada's expectation is that we should be Paramahamsas. Yes, it's a very, very tall order. We cannot even think of what kind of a degraded situations we are. And is it really possible for us, at least, to come to a human level from cats and dogs, right? Forget about, Paramahamsa level. But yes, Duskaram Sukaram Bhave, Prabhupada has given these beautiful teachings in his Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and also most importantly, by living a life of what exactly mean to be a Paramahamsa. He has guided all the Grihasthas as well how to live a so wonderful life. And not only through his examples, but our devotees, right? They had a beautiful stall on the analogies, right? How we can observe things all around. Either it could be a car driver, it could be a swimming example, or it could be a reflection, it could be some silo, a body. And so like all these examples, we all around, we can observe it. But then, Prabhupada has given that right vision, right darshan to all of us, how we can learn different, principles to make our life perfect. How we can really absorb ourselves in learning those principles from the nature and whatever we see around, and really have the right vision. And that's why we always pray that it's only because of the spiritual master, only because of the mercy and the guidance of Prabhupada's family, right? We are here together. So at no point of time we think that like it's all because of that my effort I have come here. And I was really humbled when Prabhupada saying in today's class also, Chaitanya Charitamrita, though I have translated it, all credit goes to our Pandit Mahasaya. And Prabhupada saying, oh, whatever now happening, it's only because of all of you. Right? How he was giving so much, glorifying his disciples. How much he was so glorifying everything. He was transferring all the credit of the movement to his disciples, right? And that really, attracts the Lord, right? When, right, we pass on, right? Like Prabhupada, of course, right? He is really giving us the example through which we can really live a life of a devotees, right? So that's why we are so fortunate, and that's why we need to be so grateful that we have come in this parampara. We have, so wonderful association of devotees. Believe me, this is really the precious things, and this is the rarest things that we get this opportunity. And on this day, we come together to pay our gratitude to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada, yes, I am a nonsense, I am a rascal, I am a cat, I am living a life of cats and dogs, but your blessings, have the unlimited hope. Yes, we're just hearing that people are living a life of, endless, hope, like a hopeless end, right? They don't have any hope. Like just, once you're doing one outreach program, we just spoke for maybe 5-10 minutes. And after that, one gentleman came and said, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm going here, I'm going there, but my life is completely ruined. Tell me, what should I do? But I see that some of their devotees, how they are smiling in spite of putting so much of, they have so much of responsibilities. I was really just, if you really think that it can really help you, why don't you follow us? Right. So the process is so simple that anybody can follow it, and anybody can really feel the presence of the Lord. Anybody can really make their life blissful. So let's offer our humble gratitude to Srila Prabhupada, who has given everything to us, and we have to just simply execute it. His divine grace is Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. And Srila Prabhupada's, all of his wonderful disciples and grand disciples ki jai. Hari Bol.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So especially thank you, Prabhuji, for reiterating this point. This is a day of coming together, assessing ourselves as an organization, as an individual, and presenting our plan of future endeavors. So this is so wonderful. Actually, without Srila Prabhupada, we would have lived a life of cats and dogs. And this is for sure. So, and one page, one line of Srila Prabhupada can change the world and the group with the current world. So thank you so much for.
I think the power is not there. So when the power comes back, you have to switch on the wireless custom. So otherwise it will not work. So before Kalyan Prabhu offers his offering, so we will read one offering from the dear disciples of Srila Prabhupada. So this is the offering of Srila Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. So Maharaj is writing, Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet. This year we are celebrating your 127th appearance anniversary. With the passage of each day, your fame is increasing in every corner of the globe. Leaders around the world are appreciating your contribution to humanity. After Rupa Goswami resigned from his governmental service, Lord Chaitanya instructed him to go to Vrindavan, write books on devotional service, identify places where the Lord performed transcendental pastimes, and construct temples. You also gave similar instructions to your disciples. Currently, we have 9 temples under construction in North India. By your mercy, all these temples have unique architectural design. In March and April, we opened 2 more temples. One was in Gurgaon, the other the Krishna Balaram Temple and Gurukul. The Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh appreciated the society's work spreading Vedic culture, including taking care of cows. The important instructions you gave are always stay in ISKCON and never leave ISKCON. Chant 16 rounds every day and read your books, distribute your books, keep our temples neat and clean, worship our temple deities opulently, distribute Krishna Prasad. We wanted everybody who came to our temple to be served Prasad as they go in Gurudwaras and Tirupati temples. Follow the GBC. Know your love for me will be shown how you cooperate with one another. Everything you wanted to do is there in your books, in your dialogues, while preaching to the devotees and friends. Recently, we celebrated the Silver Jubilee of your Radha Parthasarathi temple and the Golden Jubilee of Radha Parthasarathis installation. Okay. The deities were installed by you in Delhi. Sorry. So the deities were installed by you in Delhi 50 years ago. Your Radha Parthasarathi temple opened in 1998. This temple, now known as the Mother Temple, has given birth to temples in Panjabibad, Noida, Rohini, Bahadurgarh, Dwarka, Faridabad, 2 in Ghaziabad, 2 temples in Ludhiana and Chippiwada, and your office before you sailed to America. The Honorable Prime Minister of India sent a powerful message to your ISKCON. He said, it is heartening to learn about Silver Jubilee celebrations of ISKCON Delhi. Greetings and best wishes to everyone associated with ISKCON Delhi, as well as the innumerable devotees of Bhagavan Sri Krishna, not just in Delhi, but across the nation and the world over. For the last 2.5 decades, ISKCON Delhi has bound together the fraternity of devotees of Bhagavan Sri Krishna with the strand of bhakti. Guided by his divine inspiration, it continues to work with a collective spirit. The selfless effort of ISKCON Delhi is to render service to humanity through community service are commendable. ISKCON temples are spiritual and social hubs, upholding the highest traditions of service and devotion. The moving force behind the establishment of ISKCON, that is Srila Prabhupada's life and teachings, continue to resonate across the world. His endeavors to further spread the divine message of Bhagavan Sri Krishna is truly inspiring. A beacon of hope for every individual and society, the essence of Bhagavad Gita continues to guide humanity the world over. Drawing strength from this scripture, the ISKCON family has made innumerable efforts to promote compassion, harmony, and brotherhood. During my visit to ISKCON Delhi, I was deeply impressed by the manner in which the temple has become a symbol of Bharatiya. The President of India's message was also encouraging. In her address, she stated, I'm delighted to know that ISKCON New Delhi is celebrating its Silver Jubilee on April 5, 2023. ISKCON has been at the vanguard of a global spiritual revival, especially by establishing Sanatana Dharma as the way of life. ISKCON's temple across the world act as centers for spiritual learning, nurturing values, peace, and prosperity through invoking love of Krishna. Every temple is a spiritual shelter
built to liberate us from the fear of ignorance through the knowledge and lift our spirits. ISKCON is now a world-famous destination for visitors and tourists to learn more about the Hindu culture and the great teachings of Vedas and the Bhagavad Gita, as well as the chanting of Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada, you were a true Vaishnava who appeared to save the suffering humanity. Your followers are trying their best to take your message to every corner, including tribal and village preaching. On this auspicious day, I beg you for your mercy so that I may continue to serve you. I do have some health issues, but your causeless mercy, it seems, to be in control. May I become a servant of all Vaishnavas and continue to serve in your ISKCON movement, which is non-different from your body. You often stated that ISKCON was your body and book distribution was your heart. You will be pleased to hear that in Pakistan, your BVT and ISKCON are legally registered. They are working actively to publish your books in Urdu language. All over the world, your books are being appreciated. Srila Prabhupada, since I first met you in the Montreal on June 1st, 1968, you have always been very compassionate towards a fallen soul like myself. I want to beg that you may continue to be merciful to a fool like myself. So may your fame and preaching continue to spread in every corner of the globe. May you be recognized as the most compassionate preacher who appeared to propagate Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan movement. So your eternal servant, Gopal Krishna Goswami. It's such an amazing offering. So we can see that Maharaj is actually stating the instructions, and also Maharaj is actually giving a report of how he has been doing this. He has been following these instructions and producing the results and as Srila Prabhupada desired. And it's really very amazing, this one. And Maharaj is telling that now if Maharaj takes a retirement, nobody will ask a question. In fact, everybody would appreciate and for giving rest to a body which is continue to serve so long. But then even now Maharaj is telling that I want to be fully engaged in your service, and I want to continue to serve the Vaishnavas and the ISKCON community. It's very, very heart-touching. So thank you, Srila Gopal Krishna Maharaj. Because of such great devotees, we are able to get the inspiration and get the experience of Srila Prabhupada, know what it means to have a touch of Srila Prabhupada. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Pradeep, for presenting the offering of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj. Mushkaram Sukaram Bhaved. So by the blessings of Srila Prabhupada, we could see that how Maharaj was presenting that even in Pakistan, BVT was registered and legalized. Can you imagine? So this is what impossible is possible by the blessings of Srila Prabhupada. So now I request Kalyan Prabhu. So if any other devotees also wants to offer, kindly please register your names with me, then you can get an opportunity to offer. Thank you. Next, after Kalyan Prabhu, Charu Krishna Prabhu, and then followed by Nishant Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Namo Vishnu Krishna Krishna. Namacharya Vyasa. Brahma Cesar Singh, Gauravani Pracharani, Vishesh Shamali Pashatite. Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. So I was introduced to Srila Prabhupada by my first BV member, His Grace, Prem Sumir Madhav Dasparji. So when he told that, first he told me that Srila Prabhupada is our Acharya, is confounder Acharya and one of the prominent Acharya in our parampara. And apart from that, for all the disabled in our parampara, he is like a grandfather. Maybe our parents, our fathers will be very strict, but grandparents will be very lenient and merciful toward the grandchild. So Srila Prabhupada is like that. That word really touched me because I lost my father when I was in 12th standard. After that, I was not having a very good person to have a personal connect and to get the advice, things like that. So I was hankering for that, and when he told that, I immediately felt the connection between Srila Prabhupada and myself. And from that day onwards, whenever I want to do something, or whenever I was in distress or something like that, I used to
read or hear these Srila Prabhupada lectures or used to read the Srila Prabhupada books. And that time I immediately felt a connection. And in that way, like I felt that the Srila Prabhupada is always around us and guiding us very nicely. So I would like to say few instances which I felt the more connection with him. Like one of them is like I was so much interested in Pallaki Seva when in my childhood onwards. But I rarely get that opportunity. I was hungry for that. And one day I was praying to Srila Prabhupada, like I wanted to do this Seva, Prabhupada, like that. It was there in my mind, and by doing some Guru Puja, like it came into that. It was on 2019, starting of that. And what happened, in my that time, the Sheshadri Puram to our SNG, the Radayatra was that on 2019. So he told my BV member later told me that there is an Pallaki Seva opportunity while you have to take the Jagannath after the Radha and the SNGM, you have to take the Jagannath to the Mandap. So I got that opportunity immediately. And then that's another story that happened like within the time construction. I don't want to say that, which is not so much related to Srila Prabhupada. And one more thing is like I wanted to learn something which is more materialistic. So that time also whether I can do that, because I need to spend more time on that, whether I can invest time and money on that, I was worried. And yes, I was going through the Srila Prabhupada lectures. And in that he was telling one story, like one yogi was asking, he claims to be he's a yoga master yogi, something like that. And he was telling Srila Prabhupada that now I can walk on the water. You are telling that you are a great spiritual master. Can you walk on the water? Then the Srila Prabhupada told, no, I cannot. This is just a 2 paise worth. He was worried. Why it is 2 paise worth? I can able to walk on water. It's just 2 paise worth. If I give 2 paise, the boat will take me to other side. Why should I learn so much on this just for the 2 paise worth things? So all these material things are 2 paise worth like that. So that really it means like I don't want to do that. Investing so much money on time. Instead, like I can put the things on the other things like that. Same way, sometimes like I'll be worried, like whether am I doing my spiritual journey correctly, because sometimes I'm not able to do my sadhana properly, and sometimes I'm not able to do my service properly. So I was thinking that whatever I'm doing is correct or not, whether I can please the parampara and things like that. So in that mood, I was hearing one more lecture. So there also he was telling a story of a rat, like in a temple, one lamp was there and it was burning, and the wick was almost about to go inside the lamp and about to extinguish. So that time the rat came and he touched his mouth on the wick, and wick came out and the lamp started burning very nicely. So even though the rat doesn't know what he's doing, and it's just a small act it did, and because of that rat got liberated. So then I was in the distress mood, like whether am I doing any service, what am I doing here, like that. Then when I heard that, okay, it doesn't matter, like it is very difficult to quantify, the spiritual service, what we are doing, it is very difficult to quantify. But what is important is how qualitatively we are doing that service. So that realization I got. So like that many instances. So when the great thing about the Srila Prabhupada lectures and book is the practical example he gives. So in one of the lectures, he was saying that if you try to solve the material problem, you will create more and more material problem. That we can see that evidently now, right? He was quoting about the automobiles. So you wanted to move faster, you invented automobile, now extracting all the vehicles, now pollution is there. You create a more bigger problem. Now again, we are moving towards the electric vehicles. We don't know how this electric vehicle is going to create a problem, maybe down the line, 20 years, 30 years. That time again, we will be roaming around and find the solution for that. So we cannot find the solution at all. That's the message is giving, and the practical and the things which we can relate eternally each and every time phase. For that, he has given a innumerable number of examples, stories, pastimes, and of course, the scriptures. So we are all very much indebted to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Srila Prabhupada, and thank you for the opportunity to glorify Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Kalyan. So Srila Prabhupada is the preeminent Shiksha Guru for all the devotees of with the ISKCON movement. So every devotee who comes in touch with ISKCON, immediately gets connected with Srila Prabhupada. Thanks for reiterating this point, Puji. So now request Charu Krishna Prabhu. So we request all the devotees to kindly make your offerings little short. Like have a time constraint, maybe within a minute or 2 minutes. Please try to wind up, and we will ring this bell. Sorry for it. Yes, this is. Sorry. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Namo Shripadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namaha. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharani Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatadisthavani. Dear Prabhupada, please accept my humble and repeated obeisances. Srila Prabhupada, yours is a portion of qualities. But I'd like to glorify you, mentioning one or two to just purify myself and your costless mercy on me. Dear Grandpa, you have given me your devotees through whom I got to know the purpose and goal of life. Your lectures and books are really enlightening. With your empowerment, even in this sinful body, I'm trying to do some devotional service. When I heard for the first time about you that you preached at the age of 70, going out, crossing oceans, I really got goosebumps that how can a man perform such an unimaginable, inconceivable task almost at the fag end of life, just to deliver the fallen conditioned souls in this material world. Because of your greatest risk today, I'm able to practice bhakti in the association of devotees under proper guidance. So one of the qualities which I would like to mention and cultivate myself in my day-to-day life is following the Guru's instructions. So Srila Prabhupada, you have taken the instruction of your Guru Maharaj to preach the message of Godhead all over the world, whatever may be the bodily condition. Second is by teaching personally by his example. So Bhagavad Gita, Krishna teaches whatever may happen, we have to perform our duty without being attached to the results. And you have showed through your example in the initial stages of your preaching, in India preaching, keeping the Back to Godhead magazine, going on the roads, you yourself getting it printed, edited, and going all over just to get the books distributed. But there are not much results. But still, you just keep going just to please your Guru Maharaj, to follow the instructions of your spiritual master. When you have 42 rupees going to the West, even after becoming the institution is called, becoming $1 million organization, spiritual organizations, still you're equipoised all the time. And the next thing, so whatever happened in your life, wonderful success of ISKCON, you gave the credits to others. That is, you always tells whatever happened is only by the mercy of my Guru Maharaj. This is a wonderful quality you have, Srila Prabhupada, showing your humility. And all the disciples which you have, you told that all these people are sent by Guru Maharaj to just assist me. Durvasa Muni in Bhagavatam, he glorifies Ambarish Maharaj as Ati Karuna Atmana, being extremely merciful, which implies that every devotee of the Lord is extremely merciful. This statement was proved by you once again, Srila Prabhupada. Devotees being extremely merciful, they are literally maintaining me materially, spiritually, and also gave me the shelter to be always in the devotee association and practice bhakti. But even after getting such a wonderful opportunity to practice bhakti, I'm so adamant and foolish to take the process seriously and sincerely, and always being attached to the sense enjoyment. On this auspicious day, I'll try to recommit myself to the vows I have given to you. I'll try to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra attentively, will hear your lectures and read your books daily. So few instructions which I got in your line, Srila Prabhupada, I have to spread this moment in Bangalore and also make number of more and more youth preaching. So we are trying to open another center in Marathali, IYF Center. And till now, so last year we started Festival of Enlightenment. So we have got number of wonderful devotees by your mercy. Many of them shifted to base. Now we have opened 2 new bases for all the FOE students. So dear Prabhupada, I'm trying to cultivate the desire and goal of life is to just attain Krishna
And so Krishna and the whole parampara view every moment. But having this sinful body, I'm always allured by sense objects and forgetting the goal of life for tiny pleasures. I would request you to please and beg and pray for your mercy to render service. Prabhupada, please always keep me in your shelter. Even if I commit biggest of the biggest offense, please don't throw me out of this home. Your grand disciple, Hare Krishna Chandas. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Hare Krishna Prabhu. So, Prabhu highlighted that Srila Prabhupada is full of mercy, ocean of mercy. So, because of Srila Prabhupada teachings, all of us came to understand the goal and purpose of our life. So, and on this day, Prabhuji reiterated that we need to commit ourselves to our goals. So that's a wonderful thing. Now we invite His Grace Gopal Prabhu to present an offering for one of the disciples of Srila Prabhupada. So we have next Nishant Prabhu and then His Grace Raghavendra Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. So I'd like to read this beautiful offering by His Holiness Devotee Swami Maharaj. My dear spiritual father, Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namini, Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini, Nirbishesha Sunyavadi Paschal Pradesabhani. You have brought the mercy of Nitai Gaur around the world. Lord Chaitanya told Lord Nityananda that we have descended from the spiritual world with the express promise and purpose of delivering the foolish, the fallen, the lowborn, and the distressed. I qualified in all 4 aspects before becoming a devotee. You have made good fortune for all devotees around the world by giving them the divine glance of Lord Nityananda. I saw how tirelessly you woke up at midnight every night, and for 3-4 hours you were writing your translation and purports for the Srimad Bhagavatam and different kinds of literature. This was a great sacrifice you made, and you chose your words very carefully while writing these books. So in your presence, you held the Bhakti Sastri exam, which I took by your mercy. I could pass and receive my Bhakti Sastri degree. I noticed that you wanted everyone who takes second initiation to have the Bhakti Sastri degree. For sannyas, they should have Bhakti Vaibhav. And even in some letters, you said that to be Guru, to give initiation, a person should have the Bhakti Vedanta degree. And you are hoping that everyone, man and woman, would read your books and would take these degrees. Actually, in 1969, a definition of a Bhakti Vedanta was someone who had studied the whole Srimad Bhagavatam plus teachings of Lord Chaitanya. And now, Bhakti Sarvabhauma would mean Srimad Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita. You wanted that people should read your books, and they prove they are reading your books by having these exams. I have been trying to fulfill your desire. I have a Bhakti Vaibhav degree, and I am studying now for my Bhakti Vedanta degree. Although I have read your books many times, you told us that to get the first initiation, you had to read the Bhagavad Gita 10 times. You are very insistent that we should know the philosophy and should read your books. And I see this as a very important milestone that we should implement in ISKCON. I am praying that by your mercy, we can make your vision come true. That everyone in the Krishna conscious movement reads your books and gets their degrees. Sometimes devotees are very proud that they have not read your books and they don't have any degree. Maybe this is not as important for the disciples who knew you personally. But as the generations go on, the only way they can realize, they can associate with you is mainly through your books. So I do hope that reading your books becomes a preoccupation with everybody. I remember how you were explaining that if someone asks a book distributor that what is in the book, and the distributor says, I don't know, I just sell the books. You did not want that. They should know what is in the book. They should believe. They should preach it. They should give out. How can we achieve that? Your vision was that we have degrees. So I want to see your vision is implemented. Our present Minister of Education also wants to encourage everyone to read your books. I think this is very enthusiastic and encouraging. And I pray for your mercy that we can base our growing society in your Krishna conscious teachings. Everyone has some different aspect or different idea based on the same scriptures. The scripture is Krishna himself, which is absolute, but different scriptures say different things in different situations. So we need a judge to understand how to apply the scriptures. You are the judge. You are the person who tells us how to understand the scriptures and how to apply this transcendental knowledge. I want your glories to be understood by all the generations. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all glories to the sincere followers. Your servant of the servant, Jai Bhattava Swami. Hare Krishna. Such an inspiring offering. Like someone might be thinking that I am having this problem, that problem, so that I'm not able to read Prabhupada's books and to get a degree. And we can understand what His Holiness Srila Jai Bhattava Swami Maharaj is going through, right? Most of the time in the bed, most of the time with the tubes, but still in that condition also, he's so enthusiastic, studying the books and giving the exams. So I hope that we will not have any more excuses. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for presenting the wonderful glorification of His Holiness Jai Bhattava Swami Maharaj. So Srila Prabhupada really tirelessly worked to write books. So he used to wake up early in the morning, he used to sleep only 2 hours, and then he used to write these books. And we see from His Holiness Jai Bhattava Swami Maharaj how vision of Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhava, Bhakti Vedanta, Bhakti Sarvabhauma. So he himself is already have the degree Bhakti Vedanta, Bhakti Vaibhava, and working for the degree Bhakti Vedanta. So, and you may be happy to know that our ISKCON Whitefield. So we are also conducting Bhakti Shastri and Bhakti Vaibhava degrees. So all of you can take advantage of this, and I think His Holiness Jai Bhattava Swami Maharaj will be very pleased by this effort. Thank you so much. So now I will come. So yeah, request all the devotees to please come forward. Already we are packed up, so we expect more devotees to come and join us. So please, especially during Prashadam Kartik. So now I request Nishan Prabhuji to please any offer his offering.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine. Srila Prabhupada, more and more time I have spent with his family, more I realize what we have left for us is the most beautiful thing in this world. We are saved, Srila Prabhupada, under the wonderful umbrella of ISKCON devotees, and you are the reason for it. In today's world where Kali is becoming prominent day by day, because of you, each of us, and our kids have opportunity to build character and become great ambassadors of ISKCON Krishna conscious movement. Srila Prabhupada, when I feel down, your books always come to my rescue. You are my inspiration to realize that we should think of each soul of this world, use all our talent given by Krishna to attract souls to ISKCON family, and cultivate Krishna conscious in them by mercy of you. In any relationship, humility is the key. You have showed us path on how to try to become humble while building relationship with devotees, how to take care of devotees, how to represent ourselves in front of the society. Srila Prabhupada, because of you, I have seen how the souls are transforming in this material world and getting attracted to Lord Gauranga. You have built a wonderful Acharya Sangha where we can look to take shelter from our Guru and save ourselves from material pangs. Srila Prabhupada, whenever I, as an insignificant soul, think of you, I feel inspired, motivated, and always ponder on how can I make you happy. Yesterday, on the eve of Janmashtami, I saw your impact to the society and to the world. Even after so many years of your departure from this material world, the Krishna conscious movement is growing, and how strongly it is growing. So many new souls are coming to know about Krishna consciousness because of you, Srila Prabhupada. You have given real meaning on what is the value of birth in human form, and that too in Bharat Bhumi. Various devotees from different sect, caste, creed coming together and joining forces to spread Krishna consciousness without any conflicts can only happen in this material world because of you, Srila Prabhupada. You are our grandfather. You are our Jagat Guru. You are the Messiah. Every member in the family is benefited because of you, be it kids, husband, wife, youth, grandparents, everybody. I was wandering in the forest filled with thorny bushes and I'm a serpent, Srila Prabhupada, but like a caring father, you held my hand and revealed to me the most important secret because of which all the suffering is happening. Dear Srila Prabhupada, I am eternally grateful to you for all you have given to me. I'm not qualified enough to express in these proper words, or I think there are not enough words which can ever glorify you, Srila Prabhupada. Today, the world, especially the devotees, are celebrating your Vyas Puja. On this auspicious day, I just want to say, Srila Prabhupada, thank you for everything and beg you to continue guiding me forever. On this occasion, Srila Prabhupada, I have written a small poem in Hindi for you. Please, I forgive. Please beg me for the forgiveness if something goes wrong. Srila Prabhupada, आप हमारी जिंदगी में आए, हमारे जीवन पथ का मतलब बताए, सारी प्राकृतिक बाधाओं को हमारे जीवन से हटाए, भक्त बनने का मतलब समझाए, बस आपके दिखाए पद चिन्हों पर चलना है, आपके आशीर्वाद से सबको इस दुनिया में भक्त बनाना है, बस यही उम्मीद है कि आपके चरण धूलि हमारे मस्तक पर लगी रहे, पूरी दुनिया कृष्ण भावना अमृत से सजी रहे. जय.
So thank you so much, Prabhuji. So we see that how Srila Prabhupada movement is creating impact and stronger and stronger. And yesterday event was one of the event which shows the stronger impact of Srila Prabhupada movement. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. And humility is the key as we grow and expand. So thank you for reiterating this point, Prabhuji. So now before proceeding further, Mataji, Santoshi Mataji, can you please check with all the Matajis, if any Mataji you would like to just please let me know. Thank you, Mataji. So now I would request Raghavendra Ram Prabhu. Raghavendra Ram Prabhu to kindly offer this offering. After this, His Grace Kartikeya Prabhu. So after Kartikeya Prabhu, His Grace Yugal Kishore Prabhu will lead an offering of the Srila Prabhupada disciple.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnupadaya, Krishna Prasthaya, Namaste Bhaktivedanta Swami Ginami, Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharani, Nirvisesha Shuranyadi Pachyatapisa. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shadvasa Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna. It's very auspicious occasion that we celebrated yesterday, Sri Krishna Janmashtami. And on the very next day, we are celebrating your Vyasa Puja, appearance of Srila Prabhupada's appearance. And many times when we conduct, I conduct at least, or be part of any celebration or event, I overly see myself being part of that event or celebration. And whereas you also have a very same quality, where a lowly person contributes or does any service, you glorify that servant or that service. And I heard some materialistic kind of instruction, where it says the glorifications
to be always rendered to the Guru directly, face to face, or explicitly. Whereas glorification to the self or glorifications about other person should not be made directly. Rather, that glorification to the other devotee or other person should be rendered in front of another devotee. And there is another saying, instruction which says that glorification of our own child should never be done in front of our children. So this is some middle instruction I heard. I kind of relate to it, how you deal with your own children, that is spiritual children. But of course, the material instructions do not apply to the spiritual the path. And we being insignificant souls, are the spiritual children, we always encourage any little effort, any little service that is done for your pleasure, for this pleasure of the Guru Parampara, and for the pleasure of Radha Krishna. And whereas, yes, unfortunately, this is the vision a Mahabhagavata has, and that is how he encourages all the souls. He sees that spiritual spark in every a living entity, how lowly one is. But whereas myself, I consider how lowly I am, I do not see, but I see myself as popped up and perform the services or whatever little I do with the pride. And this is the anartha, this is the disease with which I am suffering. And you, Chandasri, descended and opened our eyes, opened my eyes. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Salamaya. You opened my eyes. See the reality. See how miserable or lowly I am. And opened my eyes. So we see in Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna opens, Krishna opens Arjuna's eyes, Jivan grants him Devi Chakshu and helps him with the real form of the Lord. Similarly, without your help, I am not able to see myself how lowly I am, how insignificant I am. So only by your mercy, I could understand a little bit about myself, be engaged in the services. As Prabhuji said so my understanding only could happen by reading your books and serving as per the instructions and teachings that you have given to me, given to all. So I, on this auspicious occasion, I commit myself to more seriously, sincerely study your books, try to apply a part of it, a fraction of it at least, to my personal life. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you so much, Ravindra Prabhuji. So you see that how while performing devotional service we may be tough. So how Prabhuji has nicely presented that what kind of awareness we have. So it's a nice prayer that all of us also can offer to Srila Prabhupada that while we do render devotional service, we keep that attitude of humility, not to be puffed up, and praying to come out of this another. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So now I request you guys to take Prabhuji to offer this
Hare Krishna. So wish you all a very happy Srila Prabhupada's Vyasa Puja festival. First, I would like to thank His Grace Archidhar Prabhu. So Prabhuji has been encouraging us to write the Vyasa Puja offerings. So I never understood the importance of it. But then from last couple of years I'm writing. And it makes a lot of difference, to go deeper in our gratitude or the feeling of gratefulness towards Srila Prabhupada. So today morning I wrote, so I'll just read. Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Nityanamane. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Videshatharini. Prabhupada, on this Vyasa Puja ceremony, I'm making this insignificant attempt to glorify you. My homage is like the kindergarten kid's attempt to make a birthday card for his father's birthday, who hardly knows writing, language, or hardly has any maturity. Prabhupada, this Vyasa Puja I had questions, and for all of them, I could get only one answer.
I'm presenting these questions and answer as my offering at your lotus feet. How come so many thousands of people are accepting the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? How come so many thousands of people are getting connected? How come so many thousands of people are accepting the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Prabhupada, it's only by your inspiration and mercy. How come so many thousands of people are getting connected to the glorious Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya? Prabhupada, it's only by your inspiration and mercy. How come so many thousands of people have given up or aspiring to give up the four sinful activities, meat eating, gambling, illicit sex, and intoxication? Prabhupada, it's only by your inspiration and mercy. How come so many thousands of people have taken a vow of taking only Krishna Prasad and never eat unoffered food? Prabhupada, it's only by your inspiration and mercy. How come so many thousands of people are aspiring to become pure devotees of Lord Sri Krishna by rendering offenseless devotional service? Prabhupada, it's only by your inspiration and mercy. How come so many thousands of people are desiring to go only to Goloka Vrindavan to serve the Lord eternally and not even think of Vaikuntha in wildest of dreams? Prabhupada, it's only by your inspiration and mercy. How come so many thousands of people are endeavoring to connect others to Lord Sri Krishna through this most powerful path of bhakti, sacrificing their personal and family time, energy, hard-earned money, and life itself? Prabhupada, it's only by your inspiration and mercy. How come so many thousands of people are having different natures in the age of Kali, are staying in ISKCON and trying to push forward this mission amidst so many misunderstandings and fights? Prabhupada, it's only by your inspiration and mercy. How come so many thousands of people in the age of glitter and glamour and sense gratification are giving up all that and becoming full-time devotees of Lord Sri Krishna? Prabhupada, it's only by your inspiration and mercy. How come so many thousands of people from all around the world are aspiring to settle in Vrindavan, Mayapur, Jagannath Puri permanently and continue their devotional services? Prabhupada, it's only by your inspiration and mercy. How come so many thousands of people who are destined to go to hell are now getting ready to go to Goloka Vrindavan? Prabhupada, it's only by your inspiration and mercy. How come even after your physical departure, ISKCON is still growing exponentially? Prabhupada, it's only by your inspiration and mercy. How come a fallen soul like me is still able to continue practicing bhakti and aspire to attain Krishna's eternal service this life? I don't have any other answer except for these few words. Prabhupada, it's only by your inspiration and mercy. Thank you for accepting me as your own servant and allowing me to render service as a full-time ISKCON devotee. Please continue to shower your blessings onto this most fallen soul, and please empower me to act as your instrument in this mission, aspiring to serve you till my last breath and later. Kartikeya Das.
So thank you so much, Kartikeya Prabhuji, for presenting so many questions. I think those questions can only be answered if Prabhupada's inspiration and mercy can be fit into that answer. Otherwise, question can never be answered. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for presenting such nice, confusing questions. So now I will request Kishore Prabhuji to present the offering of one of the disciples of Srila Prabhupada. So after Prabhuji, we have Mohini Mataji and followed by Aishwarya Mataji for the offering. Can you please play?
This Hare Krishna, this offering is from His Holiness Kavi Chandra Swami. Okay, before that, so sometimes Krishna works very miraculously. As Harikshetra Prabhu was reading Vyas Puja from His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj, and in that Vyas Puja, Prabhuji was mentioning about Sri Radha. What is the parent temple of Delhi? And for your surprise and for our what you call that, our wealth, today we have a representative from Sri Radha Parthasarathi temple. So let's welcome His Grace Sri Venkatesh Prabhuji from Delhi. So let's welcome Prabhuji by chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. We are also fortunate to have Prabhuji in our celebration yesterday. So reading from His Holiness Kavi Chandra Swami Maharaj, dear Srila Prabhupada, Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Naman Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pachatta Deshatharini. Devotee asked about my experience with you. I have to say you that for intimate Vapu, almost none. Vapu means physical association with Srila Prabhupada. I was blessed to attend many classes and to follow along on a few morning walks. We were told not to write to you so that you could translate and compose your Bhakti Vedanta purpose. You kindly gave unlimited access to your Vani with your books and made sure that your lectures were recorded. Also, we were able to hear about you from those who did serve you personally. No one tires of hearing your glories. I have to answer that my question with you is the same. What is available to anyone? Vani and service. In the early day, it was mostly reading your books and distributing your books. The recordings came later. Recently, we were reading about Lord Shiva drinking the ocean of poison. Thereafter, Lord Shiva, who is dedicated to auspicious, benevolent work of humanity, compassionately took the whole quantity of poison in his palm and drank it. Srimad Bhagavatam 8.7.42. It is said that the great personality is almost always accept voluntary suffering because of the suffering of people in general. This is considered the highest method of worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is present in everyone's heart. 8.7.4. Immediately, I thought of you. The purport makes it very clear. Why? Here is the explanation of those engaged in activities for the welfare of others are very quickly recognized by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I think good for all of us. The Lord says in the Bhagavad Gita, Yam idam paramam guhyam mad bhakta abvidshati nacha tushmam manushenam kachina me priya krutamaha. One who preaches the message of Bhagavad Gita to my devotees is most dear to me. No one can excel him in satisfying me by worshipping. There are different kinds of welfare activities in the material world, but the supreme welfare activity is spreading Krishna consciousness. You risked everything, crossing the ocean to remove the impersonal calamities that was spreading widely. Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pachatta Deshatharini. You saved us who were foolishly trying to imitate Lord Shiva. Devotees ask me how I kept going for so many years. Just remembering what you did for us is just enough. You were named Abhay, fearless, by your father like Lord Shiva. You were not afraid. Recently, it was Ram Navami, so we heard much about the glories of Hanuman. I also remembered your qualities and how you are like Hanuman. You fearlessly crossed the ocean for the pleasure of your Lord. You faced and conquered many obstacles along the way, notably 2 heart attacks. You were surprised at how many joined you. Hanuman was also not fully aware of his own power. You are fully loyal to your Guru Maharaj, considering yourself to be his servant. Hanuman told Ravana that he was simply a servant of Lord Ram. You give all credit to your Guru Maharaj like Hanuman. You are a great scholar, a perfect gentleman, and undefeatable in any situation. I remember the day after Krishna and Balaram installation in Vrindavan. On the walk, you were so blissful. You said, so now Balaram is here. When you are feeling weak, you can pray to Balaram. He will help you. I'm also weak. Although too often I think that I'm strong, I pray that I can do as you advise. You repeated that 3 times on a morning walk, 1968. So the process is recommended. They are very valuable, but it is not possible to follow them in all the present age because everything is reducing. So our method is to pray to Krishna to give us the necessary strength. That's all. Otherwise, by regular practice for this age is very, very difficult, unfavorable. First thing is memory is very short. We cannot remember, life is very short. Therefore, this one practice of chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Chanting and hearing, that is very nice. And praying to Krishna, please give me strength. Hare, oh energy of Krishna. Oh Krishna, I am fallen. I have no strength. Please accept me. That's all. I have no qualification. I am frail. I'm trying, but I'm failing. All these appeals should be made. And Krishna is all powerful. He can do anything. Even we do not perform trying our best. If we fail, Krishna will help us. Just like a child tries his best, but he falls down, the mother takes up and says, all right, beta, come on. Like that. Yes, the best thing is to pray, Krishna, please pick me very soon. Let me go back to your place. If you have come back again, oh, you do not know how much miseries we have to undergo. Morning walk, Srila Prabhupada, San Francisco, March 23rd, 1968. Please allow me to always associate with your serious followers, continue trying to serve you and following in your footsteps. Your aspiring servant, Kavi Chandra Swami Maharaj ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So, 2-3 beautiful points from this Maharaj offering. First thing is that Maharaj is saying that sometimes, and especially very much applicable to all of us, when we hear from Srila Prabhupada disciple, we always hear that how they had a very close association with Srila Prabhupada. And then question may come, what about us? Sometimes when you go to preach people and say that this is the message of Lord Krishna to Arjun, and challenging mind will question or IT mind will question logically. But Arjuna's time Krishna was present, but what about me? Krishna is not present. How can I take instruction? So similarly for all of us, Srila Prabhupada may not be personally present, but he's always present through his books. And that's what Maharaj is actually talking about, Vani. And the second thing he said, service. So, and the third important thing which he said, pleasing Srila Prabhupada. And yesterday we happened to have His Grace Vivo Krishna Prabhu and said very beautifully that if you want to please Krishna, you must please his very, very close associates. And you know who is one of his close associates? His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. So if we please Srila Prabhupada, we are actually pleasing Krishna. And finally, Maharaj is saying that it's very simple. We may not have strength. All we have to do is actually pray to Krishna. And he's actually one of the important points during the appearance day, and especially, it's recommended to meditate on Srila Prabhupada quality, but particularly today, Maharaj is focusing on different qualities. And one of the aspects of that quality is the humility. Yesterday, I happened to be Srila Prabhupada's stall in our celebration. And then I was there and I saw 3-4 visitors and they were just having a look there and there were question mark on their face. So I could realize that. Then I asked, do you know Srila Prabhupada? They said no. So then I started explaining all about that. So you can see here, any organization somebody actually builds up, they always put what is the center face of that organization? Himself, the founder or the himself. But Srila Prabhupada never put himself in the center of organization. By knowing, because these people know Hare Krishna, they know ISKCON temple, they know Hare Krishna Mahamantra, but they did not know about Srila Prabhupada. What does it mean? There could be positive and negative. Positive is, of course, Srila Prabhupada qualities, that is humility. Prabhupada always kept Krishna in himself, and Krishna in the center. He never kept himself at the front of his organization. Any organization, when the founder actually goes, the moment actually collapses. But we just heard from His Holiness Gopal Krishna Swami Maharaj Ji that he said that Prabhupada's movement is actually growing by leap and bound. That is the example that Srila Prabhupada, because he always kept Krishna in the center. So thank you very much, Srila Prabhupada ki.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for nicely presenting the offering of His Holiness Krishna Swami Maharaj. So Srila Prabhupada is undefeatable in any situation. So Maharaj, His Holiness Kavichandra Swami Maharaj is humbly presenting himself in front of Srila Prabhupada that I feel I am very strong. So this is a mood of a pure devotee of Lord. So we feel we can also inspire by that prayer and cultivate that mood of humility once again. So Now I request Mohini Mataji, followed by Aishwarya Mataji. Afterwards, His Grace Yugal Kishore Prabhu will present his upright. Mohini Mataji?
It's small.
Acha, Mohini.
Namo Vishnupada Prasthadipale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamani Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pratharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya. Dear Srila Prabhupada, you changed everything for me through your book. I started my ISKCON journey by reading your Bhagavad Gita as it is. I was amazed by your purports and the simple way of explaining how chanting and reading, like I followed each and every words, and I started taking up this chanting process after reading Bhagavad Gita as it is by you. I felt that you always live in your books and you guide the reader and you give the intelligence to understand your books. Thank you. Thank you for that. I took Srila Prabhupada. This year is very special for me. By the guidance of my Bhakti Uksha leader, I took Srila Prabhupada Ashya 16 rounds of Shiksha. After reading the message of Godhead, after I could understand the meaning of your pranam mantra. It is no more mechanical for me. While repeating every time the pranam mantra, all the struggles you went through alone for me to come to Krishna consciousness comes into my mind every time. And this inspires me a lot each and every day to go ahead in Krishna consciousness. Thank you, Prabhupada, for everything. This year, we started new Bhagavad Gita and Bhakti Riksha program for girls. So as part of this reach out preaching program, when we are visiting new PGs and all the girls out there, so we could understand that they were hankering and they were really want Krishna and Krishna consciousness. They're all ready. So please kindly empower me and engage me in the preaching message of Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda. I also beg forgiveness for all the offenses I committed at your lotus feet. I also request each and every one of the devotee present here to bless me and pray for me so that I can always prioritize the teachings of Srila Prabhupada and engage in the service of the Lord Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Monika Mataji. So as you can see that every devotee under ISKCON White Field is fired up with preaching. The Priya Krittama, Srila Prabhupada will be very pleased by this effort of going out and preach. Thank you so much. So now I request Aishwarya Mataji. May I request Aishwarya Vrinda Mataji? So after Aishwarya Mataji, we have request Yugal Kishore Prabhu, followed by his list Achyut Arjun Sadapre, presented on each.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurvani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. So again, I would also like to thank His Grace Harishitra Prabhuji, first of all, for encouraging us to write and offer our heartfelt feelings to Srila Prabhupada on this special day. But people like me, the souls, fallen souls like me, are so lazy that now only I decided to write something. I'm not even done with it, though I just offered my heartfelt prayers in the morning, but I couldn't write anything for Srila Prabhupada. So Srila Prabhupada, only because of your causeless mercy that we got connected to ISKCON and got to learn the most important lessons of life. Being born in a pious family, always believed we know everything, but only after reading your books realized that we were just nurturing arrogance and pride due to improper and incomplete understanding of scriptures. Only after listening to your lectures, Prabhupada, and reading your books, could we understand what do we mean by constitutional position, Sanatan Dharma, real destination, and purpose of life. We were endeavoring hard to just satisfy and serve not us, but only our bodies, our dear and most revered Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj, teaches us by his words and actions how to become Prabhupada conscious and not just Krishna conscious. Many devotees feel that our Guru Maharaj's lectures are too simple and straight, as he is only repeating your words as it is. But Prabhupada, my Guru Maharaj has very mercifully inspired me to listen to your lectures and read and distribute your books. And I very honestly and strongly state today that now I like to listen to only your lectures, as I have realized that you are the source and you are the ultimate. Your words are so powerful to transform the hearts of even a fallen soul like me. Thank you so much, Prabhupada, for everything you have given us, the association of devotees, the importance of prasadam, everything, Prabhupada. It's a very, very long list, rather an unlimited list. So I really, beg for your mercy. I pray at your lotus feet today that I am a very, very fallen souls, very arrogant, very envious, what all anarthas. I do possess that. Only by your mercy, by your causeless mercy, can I get rid of that. And please make me, my family, and all the devotees present here of some use in your mission. Make us sincere instruments in your mission, because now we have realized how important it is to practice Krishna consciousness, how important this human form of life is. Please help us, preach this message to other people and help you in your mission by sending them back to Goloka Vrindavan. Of course, we can't do it on our own. We are only serving in your mission, Prabhupada. Thank you so much for everything. Please forgive for the offenses I have committed, and please save me from the offenses in future also. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Anant Koti Vaishnav Bhakta Vrand ki jai.
Thank you so much, Aishwarya Ramdaji. So next, with His Grace, your vision.
Srila Prabhupada, a Mahabhagavata, who spread the spiritual light all over the world. That's the title. And I'll come back to the title, why I have that title. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namin Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pachapradesha. I was listening to a seminar on a book written by Srila Prabhupada called as The Light of Bhagavad, very small book. And the seminar was given by my spiritual master. Then I was meditating, and if we read here about Srila Prabhupada's Lilamrita, one can easily come to understanding that Srila Prabhupada is indeed a Mahabhagavata who spread the spiritual light all over the world. So I thought it would be good just to give introduction about how many of you know this book called as Light of Bhagavata. Thank you, Achitarajan. So about this book, of all Srila Prabhupada's writing, this particular book is very unique. And why it is unique? Because this book is a response to an invitation to Srila Prabhupada to attend the Congress for Cultivating the Human Spirit, an international religious conference held in Japan in 1961. And of course, Prabhupada couldn't attend that. So at that time, Srila Prabhupada was residing in Vrindavan. He saw this as the first major opportunity to fulfill the desire of his spiritual master, that he preached the message of Krishna consciousness worldwide to the English-speaking people. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada deeply considered presenting the essence in a timeless teachings of Krishna consciousness, which are embodied in Srimad Bhagavatam, the ripened fruit of the tree of Vedic literature. Srila Prabhupada chose to present the 10th canto of 20th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam. That is the book that Prabhupada has written very wonderfully. Due to the unfortunate circumstances, Srila Prabhupada was unable to attend the conference, and the whole project of Light of Bhagavata was postponed. Later, BBT in 1984, they took this task and completed publishing this book of Srila Prabhupada. So Srila Prabhupada, your arrival on the Western shore in 1965. So Srila Prabhupada Mahabhagavata, who spread the light, spiritual light all over the world. In 1965, heralded a new age, the true new age of Krishna consciousness, offering a valuable fountain of life-giving water to one and all. Before your arrival in Boston, 1965, Srila Prabhupada, many yogis, many spiritual personalities had already come to preach in America. But despite their preaching of the Bhagavad Gita, they were not able to make even one devotee of Krishna. by your divine grace, attracted thousands and turning them into sincere devotee of Lord Sri Krishna. This means that you are very special and empowered to give them param drushta nivartate, Bhagavad Gita 2.59, the experience of the higher taste that negated the lower taste. You tirelessly travel around the world 14 times in a span of 10 years, 12 years to preach and inspire the devotees. When he could have had a cold, Srila Prabhupada had once a cold when he arrived in the New York, and out of concern, devotee said, Srila Prabhupada, you don't have to travel so much. Maybe it is a time that you can take a rest. And you know what Srila Prabhupada replied? If I don't travel so much, who will deliver you? Srila Prabhupada, you wrote in a purport of 1.2.18, there are two types of Bhagavatas, namely the book Bhagavata and the devotee Bhagavata. Both the Bhagavatas are competent remedies, and both of them, or either of them, can be good enough to eliminate the obstacles. A devotee Bhagavat is as good as the book Bhagavat. The devotee Bhagavat leads his life in terms of book Bhagavat. The devotee Bhagavat is a direct representation of Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Srila Prabhupada has Bhagavat carrying and distributing the spiritual light all over the world and delivering the people all over the world by your pure devotion, by your preaching, by your example, by your love for Krishna, Srila Prabhupada, and by your loving dealings with the devotees, remedies for eliminating all inauspicious things within the heart, which are considered to be the anarthas, obstacles on the path of self-realization, or can be removed. Many people all over the world got delivered just by moment of your association. Once Srila Prabhupada's new person, he was attending Srila Prabhupada's class, and he couldn't even understand what Srila Prabhupada was speaking because Srila Prabhupada's thick Bengali accent. But as soon as he just heard what Srila Prabhupada is doing, he didn't even know what it means and all things. But just by association of Srila Prabhupada, his heart actually got transformed. So that is what it, just by moment of association, Srila Prabhupada, you could transform the people. One Christian person, priest rather, in Boston, he was astonished by seeing ISKCON devotees. He issued a leaflet, and what was written on that leaflet? These boys are our boys. Like sometimes our boys going to somewhere, we get some dukkha. Like this, these boys are our boys. And before this moment, they did not care to see us. And now you see, they were not even coming to church. And now they are mad after Lord Krishna. So this is the certificate, Srila Prabhupada, from a Christian priest. Did you ever complain about difficulties and challenge? Srila Prabhupada, no. You once said you never complained because your policy was simple. What was the policy of Srila Prabhupada? Everything for Krishna, nothing for myself. You mentioned how you had suffered in so many ways in the course of establishing this Krishna conscious movement. You had struggled to get the passage to America. Then on the way suffered 2 heart attacks at the sea. Even when you got to America, you had suffered so many ways. You had a buzzing in your ear and in your head. And you have written, I cannot even describe how much I suffered. You said, nor do I want to. But Srila Prabhupada, you never had complaint for anything. You have spread this Krishna consciousness all over the world, fulfilling the prophecy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You have delivered the whole world from Nirvishesha Shunyavadi, impersonalism and voidism. In this way, you have successfully fulfilled Lord Chaitanya's prophecy by creating this glorious ISKCON and mercifully giving us your books. May the spirit of your Vyas Puja awaken daily remembrance of you, Srila Prabhupada, and ongoing appearance as you continue to light up this whole world and shine within our heart until the darkness is completely dispelled. Guide us, we pray, onward across the ocean of birth and death to the self-effulgent landscape on the distant shore, to the embrace of our eternal homeland, to our land of our Supreme Lord, Lord Sri Krishna. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So now we have His Grace Achyut Prabhu will be presenting his offering. Afterwards, His Grace Subhadra Prabhu, followed by last but not least, His Grace Arikshata Prabhuji. Sorry, in the interest of time, we are not able to give chance to other devotees who have already given the names. Sorry for that. So now we welcome His Grace Achyut Prabhu.
although this light of Bhagavata was only by person, you want to.
So we have, as Prabhuji presented the light of the Bhagavata book, we have in our stores. So kindly take the book and read, go to read. Thank you.
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshatharane Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Hare Krishna. I'm very, very happy to be here today in the association of the sincere and serious followers of Srila Prabhupada, especially for ISKCON devotees who work so devotionally very hard in the Janmashtami on the previous day. And then they are still here to celebrate and hear the glories of Srila Prabhupada. Definitely, this is a very serious and sincere devotional austerity. And Lord Krishna takes note of it every time we do it. It was very heartwarming for me, humbling for me, heart-touching, to again hear the glories of Srila Prabhupada. I was very amazed that His Grace Yogaleshwar Prabhu brought up this light of Bhagavata. That was one of the first books which I read. First time when I read, I couldn't understand much. But now as I read, it reveals more and more things to me. How Srila Prabhupada has presented the entire philosophy of the Bhagavad Dharma in just one book. And anybody can understand it even without his personal presence. I didn't know that it was the extension of the 20th chapter of 10th canto of Bhagavatam. I have a desire to again go and read that. However, as Prabhu told, I quickly read one verse to understand how it is related to all the chapters. So I'm just presenting one verse for everybody's transcendental happiness. This is 10th canto, chapter 20, shloka number 8. This is basically a description of the autumn season in Vrindavan. This is a precursor to the Krishna Leelas which come on later on, so that everybody starts understanding how wonderful it is to be in Vrindavan and how this chapter in a way is very metaphorical and very symbolic. Every verse, although literally means something else, but when you read the purports of Srila Prabhupada, you'll understand it has a very deeper meaning. And Shukdev Goswami is simply saying statements which have deeper meanings apart from the literal meaning. So this is one verse. In the evening twilight during the rainy season, the darkness allowed the glowworms, but not the stars to shine forth. Just as in the age of Kali, predominance of sinful activities allow atheistic doctrines to overshadow the true knowledge of the Vedas. So we all know that in this age of Kali, these atheistic doctrines, the Pashanda Shastras, will become very, very prominent. And there is an essay in this light of Bhagavata on the atheistic doctrines. So I was very, very happy to read it in that context. So I commit myself to again go and read it. I've been having a long desire to make a series of lectures based on all the chapters in this book, series of demonstrations. I feel it really will help. It convinced the entire world of the Bhagavad philosophy back then. Why can't it do now? Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for highlighting that. I will take a few minutes to offer my heartfelt gratitude to Srila Prabhupada. My dear Srila Prabhupada, as Uddhava expressed his inability to glorify Supreme Lord Krishna, and as Ananta Shesha with his many mouths could not sufficiently describe the transcendental glories of Lord Krishna, similarly, it is impossible to glorify you just sufficiently and appropriately. Just like Ganges is worshipped using the water of Ganges, similarly, in the light of your teachings, I would make this insignificant and unworthy attempt to express my gratitude for you simply by hearing from others about you. I'm greatly thankful to you for giving me Krishna consciousness through your lectures, which are touching the saffron dust particles of the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, and thereby having the potency to change the heart of a person and make him Krishna conscious. You have yourself mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita, quote, Although the common man is often not as capable as so-called philosophers, faithful hearing from an authoritative person will help one transcend this material existence and go back to Godhead, back to home. Unquote. Bhagavad Gita 13.26. Srila Prabhupada, I'm simply dependent on your Vani and hoping one day my dirty heart will see the happiness of unalloyed devotion to Shri Radha and Krishna. Thank you for your books, which present the most scientific and authentic reality about spiritual life in a simple yet bona fide way. These otherworldly spiritual entities, which are your books, are descending from the spiritual world directly, as you once said. Krishna has personally dictated them to you. These books are our divine inheritance via which one can eternally meet you, talk with you, and associate with you. You once mercifully mentioned that anybody who reads your book will be accepted by you as your follower, and you will grant them your mercy. This shows that you carry the compassion of Sri Srinitai Gaur in your heart. Your books have saved me from a mlicha animalistic existence and have convinced me that I should always chant the holy names of the Lord and preach about his eternal glory. My dear Srila Prabhupada, thank you for spreading the Hare Krishna Mahamantra all over the planet. You created the fortune of the residents of this planet by traveling 14 times in 12 years, distributing the Hare Krishna Mahamantra to one and all. You and your Krishna consciousness movement has saved the humanity from degrading into utter darkness. When I say this, I think of Maharaj Bhagirath. Just like Bhagirath brought Ganges to Bharatvarsha, similarly, you have spread the Bhakti Ganga all over the world. I'm just a twig being carried away in the flow of your Bhakti Ganga, hoping to reach the destination, completely depending on the strength and the magnanimity of this Bhakti Ganga. Certainly, one day every town and village will chant the holy names of Prema Purushottam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. For you, his Senapati Bhakta, have done your task and are still continuing to do your task of reclaiming the fallen souls and offering them to the lotus feet, Lord Chaitanya. This chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra has given me solace from the forest fire of material existence and has started to clean the filth from the mirror of my heart, giving me some hope that someday I may also become a pure devotee and devotional service. My dear preeminent Shiksha Guru, in your Pragat Leela, you displayed Prema Bhakti in action. Thinking of them, my hand trembles even now as I pen this down. How fortunate I am that I have access to your pastimes, disciples, grand disciples, glorifications, and nostalgic anecdotes. Your physical presence was a gift coming straight from the heart of Krishna. This inevitably forces me to acknowledge how much Krishna loves us and is anxious to have us back, that he sent you. Your life is an offering of the selfless service to the Guru Parampara. The deep care and intimate concern which you showed for your disciples is the direct embodiment of the causeless mercy of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Your activities, mood, mind, and symptoms are all inconceivable for an unworthy, ungrateful grandson like me, as also rightly pointed out by Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami. Yara chitte Krishna prema kareye uday, tara vakya kriyamuga likhena bujhai. Even the most learned man cannot understand the words and activities of symptoms of a person who is situated in the love of God. On this occasion, I thank very much Srila Prabhupada once again. There's no end, there's no limit to your glorification. I thank you once again for considering me to be a part of your movement. Just like a grandfather encourages a wobbly baby to walk and praises his wobbling steps, you're encouraging me, tolerating all my faults, telling my spiritual master also to tolerate my faults, telling all the devotees to somehow look at me as a devotee, although I am not. Thank you very much. for guiding me since the day one I came to ISKCON, and I hope that I will be able to rise in love with you, Lord Chaitanya, and all the devotees under your guidance. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Now we have His Grace Guru and Prabhuji presenting the So falling in love with Srila Prabhupada and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mission. I think the others should pray. So if possible, request devotees to please move little far. We have more devotees standing outside. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Om Gyan, sorry. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namini. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharani Shishishunwa. Paschatya Deshitarani. Namo Sri Prabhupada. Sri Prabhupada, on this Vyas Puja, my little offering to you. Prabhupada, you are the special one. You are the light that we are receiving in the darkest tunnel of this Bhavasagar. We are born in ignorance. We are born in this darkness. So you are that that spark, that light, which is always guiding us to the end of this tunnel, which is leading us towards our eternal destination. You are the shower of the coldest water in the scorching lives of this of us, the conditioned souls in this world. We are getting roasted by these three modes of material nature. You are the hope, hope to the hopeless in this Kali Yuga, where one doesn't know even the reality of the purpose, the reality and the purpose of our existence. You have introduced us to that, to the youth of this 20th century, to that reality and to that reality and the purpose and the mission of our life. Srila Prabhupada, you are the two representative of this parampara. You are the one who has brought this knowledge through the connection. You have brought us that connection to Krishna strongly to us. Srila Prabhupada, you are the one who never put himself in the front. You always kept even though you have built this such a great and huge society of Krishna consciousness, and still you always kept your guru and your disciples in front. You never gave care. You never took the credit. Yes, this is my society, but always you give the credit. Yes, this is my guru's mission. And yes, it's all possible just because my disciples. You always give the credit. Of course, we have heard in this class today, Prabhupada was giving all this credit of writing Chaitanya Charitamrita to his disciple, my Pandit Mahasaya. So Prabhupada always gave the credit to his guru and his disciple. So we understand that even though ISKCON has grown in leaps and bounds and in this last 50 years, but still very few people in the world, they know Srila Prabhupada, but they know Hare Krishnas. They know Krishna because ISKCON has grown, it has spread this world of this world. Of course, someone may think, yes, I'm the greatest, I'm the big preacher and all, but yes, you have to understand the work that Srila Prabhupada has done, we are in no comparison to that. So when Srila Prabhupada was here in this world, he flooded and inundated the whole world with Krishna consciousness. So that all media, all society, everybody was talking about these Hare Krishnas. So of course today also we need that light, that mercy, that krupa from Srila Prabhupada to flood this world more and more in this Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada, you are the Yuga Parivartak, you are the true bringer of the golden age in this darkness of the yoga. You have transformed many lives. And this is due to the force of your strong will, your purity. You have flooded this world with Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada, we need your this same mercy to carry on this movement ahead, forward, and make your name glorious. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Now we have his great action, Prabhuji. Thank you. Thank you.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shungavadi Paschatyadesh. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my respectful obeisances. All glories to you. Srila Prabhupada, your greatness can be understood by the result that you have produced. I was listening to a Janmashtami lecture that you gave in 1968, in which you asked your disciples at that time who had spent 1 or 2 years in ISKCON to speak on their realizations of Krishna. It was a spontaneous talk. It was amazing for me to hear them speak pure, unadulterated Krishna consciousness with solid backing of logic and Shastra. How can such new devotees speak so amazingly? It was all coming from their heart and what they are really practicing. This proves the greatness of your divine grace. You could inspire people to take up Krishna consciousness and enable them to advance greatly in a short time. The pastimes during your personal presence is the proof. Devotees still can get the effect if they follow your instructions and read your books regularly and carefully. My personal Krishna. My personal prayer to you and to my Guru Maharaj is the same since years. Every day I beg to get some taste for chanting and studying Srimad Bhagavatam, but due to my bad conditioning and offenses towards the holy name, I keep losing the right mood towards the holy name. By chanting of your pranam mantra and offering prayers to you, I feel sheltered and protected. It is Krishna that everyone is looking for, and you have him, and you are ready to give Krishna to anyone. This thought gives me a lot of hope, and it infuses life into my practice of chanting your pranam mantra and offering prayers unto you. The spiritual master offers his shelter by offering bona fide instructions and bona fide service. To get these is the sign of great mercy of the Lord. We are fortunate to get your bona fide instructions, and by the grace of your loyal followers, we are fortunate to get bona fide service to make Bangalore a Krishna conscious city, to make 100 centers in Bangalore, to create unity among devotees. While preaching, we may develop belongingness beyond limits and develop misunderstanding with other capable preachers. That simply weakens the mission, and it is a disservice to your grace. Please bless me with the qualities of sacrifice and tolerance to execute this difficult instruction of keeping devotees united and happy. This year, we celebrated Janmashtami in 13 different locations, as against 8 in the last year. Each Janmashtami is potential seed for a center to be opened. By your grace, we have been able to get a land in this area for building a nice temple, which will act as an education and training hub for all the devotees. Since still lots of service to be done in your mission, due to my offensive nature and harsh speech, I end up offending devotees, even though unqualified in many ways. Somehow, I'm blessed to be engaged in the bona fide service of the Lord. By your grace, I am confident that I can become purified and be of some real service. Some real service to you. Thank you for this great mercy upon me. I am eternally grateful for the special blessings. Your servant, Parikshita Das.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So, thanks for chanting the Holy Srimad Bhagavatam. We can also take Srila Prabhupada this opportunity. Under the leadership of His Grace Harikshatra Prabhuji, it's a really wonderful event that we were able to celebrate simultaneously in 13 places the same Janmashtami festival. So, very welcome. Prabhuji presented in a humble way, but under his leadership, ISKCON Medical is growing by leaps and bounds. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. We pray to Srila Prabhupada that he bless you with more and more empowerment that to spread Krishna consciousness in this Bangalore city. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So now, already Prabhuji has circulated. In case if you are not send your written offerings kindly please do send to amalpuranadas.das@gmail.com. Please kindly send your offerings. That will be recorded in our website. Thank you so much. Now we'll be proceeding to the final event, Arati, and followed by Pushpanjali. Thank you so much.
A new idea is coming up. So devotees can even send a short video of your offering. So we will upload into our YouTube. Hare Krishna.
There you go. Thank you so much.
Let's get up, everyone. Enroll the match and start with the argument. Thank you, sir. Not very fun to have the big for Oh, sit down.
तो ये चार्जर निकालेंगे
चलो Now we will offer Mangalacharan prayers. So we will offer them together. After that, we will be chanting Srila Prabhupada's Pranam Mantra 3 times, and we will be offering Pushpanjali 3 times. So now we will offer the Mangalacharan prayers together. Om Jnana Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nidhamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaura Bhakti Prasadine Punyavadi Vedashatine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Nidhamine Srivasavana Devi Daitaya Kripadai Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryochara Prematya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dignatharine Rupanuga Vigrahaya Vandharine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sachadaya Mukhaye Krishna Bhakta Sambodhe Padam Bhujate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda Dhamire Gaura Shakti Sarupaya Rupanugaharayate Gaura Virgava Bhume Sandeshta Satchanamriva Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannathaya Namaha Vancha Kalpataru Krishna Sindhu Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishna Krishna Chaitanya Namire Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupasaruparam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhaktashaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandho Jayatam Sudapam Namamandam Kirtati Matsarvasvatam Dojo Radha Madanamu Divyadvaranya Kalparumada Srimad Ratnada Simhasanasto Srimad Radha Srila Govinda Devo Prestale Devyamavasarami Sriman Vasarasarambi Vamsi Vada Tadasthita Karshan Venu Sware Gopil Gopil Vatarashri Taptakaranjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Devi Pranami Hari Kriya Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare So now we will offer Pushpanjali, and maybe devotees who are staying, who are standing little behind. So if you are not able to come closer, so you can actually have 3 divisions of flowers, and then you can offer one division and transfer it to other hand. So in that way, like you can do something, or otherwise, you can offer, and the procedure is you have to offer the flowers, and then you have to go back and offer obeisances. So every time, so 3 times we will be doing this particular procedure, right? So now take one portion of the flowers out of the 3, and hold it in your hand and repeat after this mantras. Namo Vishnu Padaya Vishnu Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin iti namine namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Adi Paschatya Deshatarine Desha Pushpanjali. Now offer flowers and offer obeisances. Offer flowers on the table.
We can put in the last.
So we will offer the second time the Pranam Mantra. Kindly repeat after me. Children, please go behind. No, you should not play with these flowers. This is Srila Prabhupada's flowers. No, Balram. No. Nama Om Krishna Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Punyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Desha Pushpanjali. Okay, so the last time we will again chant the Pranam Mantra. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Sesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Pushpanjali. So after offering the flowers, please offer obeisances to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिवाजाकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्रीमती डिवाइन ग्रेस एसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिवाजाकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्रीमती डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर गोसाई महाराज की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षत्र जगन्नाथ धाम की द्वारका धाम की गंगा माई यमुना माई की तुलसी महारानी भक्ति देवी की समवेत भक्त वृंद की श्रील प्रभुपाद अपीयरेंस डे की श्रील प्रभुपाद की All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. We'll have Vaishnava Thakur song. Meanwhile, we'll just together. But before that, Hare Krishna devotees, just happened to be appearance day of our founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada. We also have appearance day of one of our congregation member, wife of our dear Siddhartha Prabhu, Vrinda Mataji. So let's wish her happy birthday by chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Today also happens to be birthday of our dear His Grace Varat Krishna Prabhu. So let's pray.